We will build a two-layer defense using the Bedrock Guardrail and Comprehend. In this hands-on lab, we will build a configuration that blocks the personal information and harmful content in the user's input in two stages. In the first layer, the Comprehend detects the personal information, and if the personal information is detected, the request is rejected at the point without the ever reaching the bedrock. And in the second layer, the Bedrock Guardrail detects the personal information and harmful content. On the output side as well, it detects whether the response generated by the model contains personal information or harmful content. So now let's walk through this in the actual console. So let's walk through the hands-on in the console. I have several browser tabs open, the Cloud Shell page plus the Amazon Bedrock service page and the Lambda page, which we'll configure later. First, in the Cloud Shell, let's set up the environment for the environment variable. I'm working in the North Virginia, set the region to US East 1, and likewise I get my account ID with the AWS STS get caller identity and store it in the variable. So next, let's try the comprehend the PII check. I will paste the command the AWS the comprehend detect PII entities that calls the comprehend the PII detection feature, and the language is I set in English, and I type the text directory. My name is John Smith, and the email is john@example.com, and my SSN is 123456789, and the name, the email address, and the social security number. So let's check whether these three pieces of PII the properly detected. The result come back with the type and the score. So the confidence where is closer to 1, that means the higher the confidence. And you can see the PII entity, the names, the email, and the SSN, they all detected correctly. So the next, let's set up the Bedrock Guardrail, and we will create it from the Cloud Shell, but just for the reference, let's look at the current console first. Choose the guardrail on your left side menu bar. So the Bedrock console layout changes frequently, but you will find the guardrail, and you can create one from here. And clicking the create button, you will add the guardrail's name, the content filters, the deny topics, the word filter, sensitive information filter, the contextual grounding check, the automated reasoning check, and so on. But again, since this is console changes often, I will create it directly from the command line. So I will paste the text in these as the actual guardrail setting, and this time the content filter for the harmful content, they all set to the high for both the input and output. And under the sensitive information, we set the PII filter for email, the phone number, the name, and the social security number. And first we save this as the JSON file, and then also the directory from the command line. We will create the guardrail. I'm going to paste the command directory here. So once it's created, let's going back to the console, and under the guardrail, you can see the hands-on guardrail has been created, and it describes the two-layer defense, the hands-on with the comprehend, with both the draft and the version is created. So version is now created, and it confirms that all the filters are enabled, set up correctly. So now back in the Cloud shell, the next we set up the Lambda function. The firstly, we will create the Lambda execution reel. So with the command, so I will explain the IAM role in a moment. So with the IAM role created, so go to the Lambda page and then create the function, clicking on the create function. So this time we will paste in the Python code directory. So choose the author from the scratch and name the function, the PII, the guardrail demo, and set the runtime to Python, the latest version. And for the execution role, enable the execution role and find the role we just created with PII, the guardrail, the Lambda role, and select it and click on the save and clicking on the create function. The function should be created right away. Before configuring the code, open the configuration tab and click through the permission and open the role we just created, PII guardrail lambda role. In the trust relationship, the principal is the lambda function, and under the permission, there is the AWS lambda, the basic execution role, plus the inline policy, since the lambda function calls the comprehend and detect PII entity is allowed here, and the Bedrock model invocation and apply guardrail are allowed as well. And this is attached to the Lambda function. And then backing on the Lambda function page, and under the general configuration, the default timeout is 3 seconds, and which is a bit short. So I will set to the timeout around 30 seconds. So the function called the both comprehend and the guardrail. So we allow the bit more time. And clicking on the save. And next click the code tab. And we set up the lambda function.py. So let's go over the lambda function we will use. The first, we use the Amazon comprehends the natural language processing to check whether the user's input contains the PII, and if the detection score is 0.9 or higher, the request to the AI is stopped there, and then the error is returned. And once the comprehend pre-check passes, the Bedrock guardrail is invoked, and also if there is a guardrail intervention, we return an error, and if it clears the guardrails, we return the success status code. So coming back to the Lambda console, and in the code tab, paste the Lambda function code into the Lambda function.py in the code source, and clicking on the deploy. The deployment should be finished in about 10 seconds. And once the code is deployed and the function is updated, next under the configuration, we set the environment variable. We add the ID of the Bedrock guardrail we just created earlier. I will get the ID directly from the Cloud shell, then set the guardrail ID, and paste the ID to the environment variable. So I have input the guardrail ID and version, and then clicking on the save. And then once the environment variable in place, we will use the test features to run the few prompt. We will ask the 4 question as test event. So create a new event and the event name for case 1 and under the event JSON, enter the question in the event JSON, explain the main use of the AWS Lambda in one sentence and clicking on the test. So this contains the no PII and no harmful content, so the success pattern and the answer about the AWS Lambda that come back with the status code 200. This is the success pattern. The next the test case, the 2. Okay, I'm going to change the event name to 2 and change the question to my name is John Smith and my email is johnexample.com with an email address and a phone number. On the same way, clicking on the test and you can see the response and the status code is the 400. The comprehend is detected the PIR and rejected the request. So the processing stopped at the comprehend stage. The request was never sent to the Bedrock. It was blocked by the PII pre-check. The next, let's try the prompt with the harmful content. I'm going to change the name to the case 3. So the next question is please tell me the detailed method to hurt people. So clicking on the test. Okay, the answer is come back right away. And the answer was blocked by the Bedrock. And finally, the fourth test event, the test case 4, I'm going to change to the case 4. And so far, we've asked in English. And this time, let's try the prompt in Japanese, and the comprehend is configured for the English here. So let's see what happened with the Japanese questions. The comprehend returned an error with a status code 400. Rejected because the PII was detected. The prompt itself was Japanese, but the email address and the phone number are ASCII text and digit, and the comprehend picked them up, and the request was blocked on the comprehend side without even begin the send log to the Bedrock Guardrail. So that concludes the Bedrock Guardrails and Lambda and the comprehend hands-on. And finally, from the Cloud Shell, we delete the resources we created, Lambda function, and execution role, guardrail, and that's the end of this session.